Happy New Year. I'm Daniel Montoya Jr. with MadNews. The Four Lakes Council Boy Scouts Drum and Bugle Corps, currently known as the Madison Scouts, has a well-documented history of continuous operations since February 3, 1938. However, recent research efforts of historical archives has uncovered evidence that the Corps originated on December 3, 1920, under the direction of Louis Kessler, and maintained an active performance schedule through the end of 1925. We spoke with Chris Komick, Executive Director, about what this means for the Madison Scouts in this MadNews exclusive interview. Chris, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to speak with us here at MadNews. Can you talk about how this info first came about?
It was probably a good year ago that I had run across some of this information in a search that I did, and I set it off to the side to come back and revisit it. And then in this past year, as we were developing the history sessions for the current Corps, and also developing some of the history for the Walk On campaign, I started doing a much deeper dig and started coming up with more and more information that was available. So I got David Lofi involved, and the two of us really kind of dived in head first and just started doing a lot of research on the archives.
Now, why did it take so long for this information to become public?
Well, the information has always been there. It's just been locked away. Most of the information came out of the Wisconsin State Journal, which is the newspaper in Madison. And only until recently did they do full scans going way back of their newspaper and then make available for searching online. So the information's been locked away, and now it's just a lot easier to get access to it.
Can you explain why there was a gap between 1925 and 1938?
Well, in 1925, there was a change in the executive leadership of the Four Lakes Council. And at that time, their focus then started on troop development, specific troop development, where the Boy Scout Drum and Bugle Corps was actually a collective effort. So you had members from many different troops that were participating. And we think that was part of the contributing factor. Plus, you ran into a lot of changes that were happening around with scouting. The participation numbers were dropping quite a bit in the Madison area, and we were heading into the Great Depression as well. So I think there were some economic factors that came involved. Now, we did find some evidence of some singular performances of smaller groups of musicians, but nothing that had the entire Corps pulled together as a collective.
So what does this all mean for the history of the Madison Scouts?
Well, it means that there's more history to the Corps, quite honestly. I mean, we have an incredibly rich history that reaches back to 1938. Now we have even more rich history that reaches back to 1920. So the story just continues to build, and I think it's a great story. It's a fantastic history that the Madison Scouts has.
And one more question, maybe some would call it a $100 question. Does this mean that the Madison Scouts Drum and Bugle Corps is in fact 100 years old?
Yes, it does. All of our research and going through the archives places the foundation of the Boy Scout Drum and Bugle Corps of the Four Lakes Council to be on December 3rd, 1920. So yeah, effectively the Madison Scouts are now 100 years old. And that's a great historic find. And I'll tell you what, Daniel, you want another great historic find? You go to scoutsproshop.com, because there you will find this shirt, which is a recreation of the Ambassador Tee, which we believe to be the first t-shirt of the Madison Scouts, printed in 1957-58. And I have an actual one right here. And we've recreated it, and it is available at scoutsproshop.com.
Chris, thank you once again for your time and for providing historical background on the Madison Scouts. And of course, thank you for your entertaining salesmanship. If you'd like more information on these newly discovered history dates, you can read the in-depth article published by Corps Director David Lofi on the Madison Scouts website. And now, John with the weather. Nick Putnam's on vacation.
Hey, thanks, Daniel. Jon Shaw coming to you live from Indianapolis, right in front of Lucas Oil Stadium, home of Drum Corps International World Championships. Temperatures, upper 30s, lots of clouds. That's all the report is for today. That's what it was over the weekend, and that's what it is coming up for the rest of the week. I'm going to step out of your way so you can get a good look at Lucas Oil Stadium, and let's take a pan over to downtown Indianapolis so you can have something to look forward to as we make our way back to Indianapolis for World Championships and all the excitement of Drum Corps International this summer. You know, it might be nothing but clouds and nothing but cool temperatures for weeks to come, but you know what? We're looking forward to August, where it's always 71 and sunny inside Lucas Oil Stadium. That's about all for the weather for right now. I'm going to get back to my run. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're having a great new year. And let's toss it back to you, Daniel. Have a great day.
Thanks, John, and we too look forward to seeing you in Indianapolis. For more Scouts updates, stay tuned to MadNews or visit madisonscouts.org.